Hey guys, Dougas23 here, aka the old guy. Today I'm working on WWE 2K18. I'm going to be trying to customize a video for my character Dougas that I've been working on the last few days. So what I'm going to do is kind of fly through this here, kind of give you guys some tips and tricks on how I create the videos. A couple new things this year that are kind of cool. So where I'm at right now is I've just finished a match with Dougas against Enzo. And I'm going to the highlight reel to kind of see what highlights I have, and then what I'm going to do is kind of incorporate a few of these into the video. So these are the replays that the game saves for you, and as you can kind of see, there's not a whole lot of them here. So I'm just kind of going through to see if there's anything here that I actually like. So there's his victory.
Here is your winner, the Hammer.
So what I might do is go ahead and use that one. So, and then sometimes it'll save the entrances as well. Other times it won't. So I think I'm going to go back to this one and save this
winner, the Hammer.
So I select that with the X button, and then I can create a new name for it. So I'm just going to call it Dougas Victory here real quick. Now one of the things that's you can do too that I haven't demonstrated, but if you guys have questions on it, is you can actually save your own replays throughout the course of the match. How you do that, and again, without demonstrating, you push the options button, and then you go down to highlight reel, and then it will save the last several seconds of the match for you, and then you push X, rename it, and then you'll have your own highlight if you so choose to do that. But again, if you guys have questions on that, I will show you. I've actually saved a few that I'm going to use in my video. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the match, and then what we're going to do is go into the creation suite and then go to the videos here. So it'll take a second to load up here. So we're going to go ahead and back out of all of this, go to creations, and then go to video first. And you can go to the highlight reel, and then what this does is it goes through all the different highlights that you have saved. So what I've done is we've saved a bunch. My son and I have saved a bunch of different videos here, and then you can trim them down and actually combine them into one video if you decide to do that. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple of neat little tricks here that I've picked up since we got the game on Friday of last week. So I'm going to go into this one here. This is actually from the match that I just completed. So this one is called Dougas Chair Toss. So then we're going to edit this particular video down here. So bear with me while this loads up a second. Takes a couple of minutes for it to load here, a couple of seconds here. So the primary goal that I'm going to try to do today is create an entrance video that we'll be putting onto Dougas's entrance that will play on the Triton, and then also hopefully create like a little effect that'll appear on the ramp and on the little side ribbon videotrons, and then on the side of the arena here too, on the side of the ring as well. So this is a video that we saved. He climbs back into the ring, he has a chair with him, waits for Enzo to come in, and then he tosses the chair to Enzo, and then he actually does a flying side kick into the chair that bashes it into Enzo's face. So I don't want all of that video because it's kind of long, and I had to set up this particular scene. So what we're going to do is I'm scrolling with the left trigger and the right trigger to find my start points. So I'm going to find the point where he's actually like in the process of lifting up that chair. So maybe right here would be a good start point. So then what I do is you push on the left and right directional pads. So if I push to the right, you can see on that red bar there's like a red symbol at the end. So that's my end point. And if I move back to the left, that's my start point. So what I do is I get the start point, and then I'm putting that little white cursor where I want it to start, and then you push X, and this will actually start the video exactly where you want it. And then I'm going to scroll forward using the right trigger again, just to make sure there's nothing here at the end I want to trim down. So there's the kick, and the chair falls to the ground, and that's actually not too bad. Might be a little long, but it's complete. So then what you do is you push the options button, and you can actually create an alpha mask. You can put this in slow motion, you can put it in reverse, but for this demonstration what I'm going to do is create an alpha mask. So I'm moving over with the directional pad, moving it to the right, selecting alpha mask with the X button, and then clicking accept. And what you can do here is you can actually remove things from the video. So you can remove the referee, the side people, and the background, and then all you've got left is just Enzo, Dougas, and the chair, if if this is something that you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and take everything out, and then go ahead and click on accept, and then I'm just going to rename the video as maybe just like a Dougas chair, something like that, just something so that you can remember what is happening. And then you can actually see, oh, the chair disappeared. I probably shouldn't have taken out the extraneous stuff here. So I'm gonna try that again so I can keep the chair. So I think the backgrounds is probably what did that. So anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and make a second one. Go ahead and click accept, and then we'll call this one just Dougas 2 perhaps. We've got one that has just the mask, and then we have one that is the full clip of him tossing the chair to Enzo and then kicking the chair into his chest, or into his face and chest. Alright, so what we're going to do now is back out by pushing the circle button, and it will ask you, a silly question there. So what you'll notice is that nowhere on here do you see the video that you created. Now I don't know if that's a bug or if this is intended, but it goes, the two that we just trimmed down will actually go into another area here. So what we'll do is you back out, and again, bear with me here, and then you go to new, and again it takes a second to load. Now what I do here is I always start with the bottom layer, because what happens is if you want to put in like an image animation or a transition, for some reason with this bottom layer you can't do it. So what I always do is I start with my background video and then you can actually select preset ones from all of the different superstars, if you're trying to copy somebody, or make them like a different outfit or whatever. Or you can go to like a preset and then you get these kind of like a background video. or you can go to the alpha mask, and then you kind of get the same thing here with these background videos. But for how I do mine is I always select the alpha mask, and for this one what we're going to start with is just kind of like a background here, and then we're going to superimpose Dougas and possibly his match with Andre the Giant that I've already set up here over the top of this. So I'm trying to find a neat little entrance video here. I know there was one I had earlier that I was testing out, and now I don't see it. So yeah, there's all kinds of different little preset movies here, you know, that you can play around with and do what you want with. Let me try these video presets too, because I know this will work on occasion as well. And for some reason I'm not seeing the one that I had played around with a second ago. So that one's not too bad, but let's go back to the alpha mask here. Oh, this is the one right here, and I don't know how I overlooked that. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then you can see it kind of, that little blue bar that appears at the bottom there is the length of the video. So I'm going to go ahead and push X to set it. Oops, or sorry, push, and then I'm going to go up to the middle layer. And for this one, I'm actually going to select the highlight reel. And then you can see that I've got the alpha masks here with the one with the chair, but unfortunately the chair doesn't show up in that. And then I've got an alpha mask of Dougas spinning Andre the Giant around in circles and tossing him. So I'm going to start with this one just because I think it's kind of neat, and then I'll show you what happens here. So we're going to go ahead and put that on, and then we're going to push options to accept, and then we're going to do square to do a full preview, and you can see you've got a little video of Dougas spinning Andre the Giant around. Okay, so now what we are going to do is you can select the bottom layer again if you want. You can copy it, and then you push the directional pad to the right to get to the next set here, and then you push X to select it, get it in place, and then you push options to accept. Whoops, for some reason that did not work the way I intended. We'll just do a full preview here, and then you can see I've got kind of a dead space there. So we're going to go back to the middle layer, and we're going to push X, and then we're going to select video again, and going to select the video clip preset. Oops, no we're not. Why is this not allowing me to pick my videos? It did before. Oh, I picked the wrong one. Sorry about that, guys. You go to the highlight reel. That's my bad. And then we'll go ahead and select this Dougas 2 one where he tosses the chair. And then we've got the second video in there in place. And this might not work the way I had intended, but there's Dougas spinning around Andre the Giant, tossing him overboard. And then it cuts to the one with Enzo, and then we've got this silly transition here at the end. So I think what we'll do is we will erase this transition. We'll go ahead and delete that background. Or actually no, let's leave that in, and then I'll show you guys how I get a nameplate in there. Oops. So for some reason it's not letting me move automatically to the end frame. There we go. So I'm going to go back to the middle layer, and then what we can do So we can go down to the image animation, and then we can select the lettering, and then we can write out his name. So push the left stick in, and then we'll just type out Dougas' name here. And there's obviously not going to be enough room for his last name. Let's see if we can just maybe go hammer and leave off the smite part. So there, we'll go Dougas hammer. Or maybe we'll just go the hammer. That might be better because that is his nickname. So we'll just spell out the hammer. And then we'll pick a cool font here. Something that's kind of fitting for him. So that's not too bad. I kind of like that. That's pretty cool too. So I think actually that one was more fitting, kind of a more medieval style. So we're going to choose that. And then you can choose a color, or you can make your own. I think we're going to just go with black for purposes of this one. And then there's all these different animations. With the black, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but you can see it kind of rotates on that one, flashes. I'm not sure what I want to do here yet. So I kind of like this one where it kind of zooms in on him. So we'll choose that. And then you can adjust the size with the directional pads again. So you can move left or right to make it bigger or smaller. And then you can make, so you've got the vertical and the horizontal. So if you push up and down, it makes it bigger this way, and then left and right, change it horizontally, and then up and down changes the height vertically. And then you can actually rotate it if you want, and then you can stretch the scale with the left and right triggers, and then when you get it set, you just push options accept, and then we'll just do a full preview here. So there's Dougas coming in, throwing Andre the Giant, and then it switches over. Might put a transition there, and then goes back to his name. So there's a set here. So I think what we will do right here is we'll slap in a transition. And I think we will do a black in transition. So then we'll do another preview. Whoops. Actually I forgot to accept it, so push options to accept. And we'll do a full preview. So it should fade out and then back in. It's pretty short. And then we've got his name at the end. So not terribly great, but kind of get the idea of what you can do. So I think we will put in another transition here. So what I did, I'm still in the middle layer. I'm pushing right on the directional pad to get to the next frame, pushing X, scrolling down to transition, pushing X, and then you choose the transition that you want. And then you can actually move the left and right triggers to scale in your transition, and then you push options to accept it. We'll go back to the beginning and do a full preview just to see how it's looking here. So kind of quick transitions, but that's not too bad. So I think we might go ahead and keep that. Let's see. I think we might be okay here. So I'm just kind of checking the chiming of all of this, see what it looks like. So that's not too bad. Kind of happy with that. Alright, so I'm going to do just another full preview one last time here just to verify. So I don't know why Enzo's beard is looking all weird there. It might have to do with my background, but that's okay. I'm just going to leave it. Alright, so I have one more video that we're going to add here. So we're going to scroll over. For some reason that's not working the way it is supposed to. So there, we've got it back over to the end. Gonna add in my highlight reel again, and then I've got one of Dougas like tossing Andre the Giant off of the semi-trailer here. So that one kind of ends abruptly. So we will scroll over to where, maybe right about there. Actually, that's the end of the video. So, okay. Was there at the end. Whoops. And for some reason, there we go. So we'll put another transition there. Maybe fade out. Okay. Go ahead and accept that with the options button. And let's do a full preview, see what we're looking like here. Yeah, Enzo's beard is looking weird there, and then his name comes in with that transition. That's kind of a weird looking thing there. Whoops. So, not too bad, not too great, but you know, we're just kind of messing around here, just kind of exploring. So, why does this not want to cooperate? So this is not cooperating. There we go. So I think what we will do is go back to the bottom layer. So I moved my red cursor over to the end of the frame here. Gonna go ahead and push select. And then I think what we'll do is maybe go ahead and select an alpha preset. I'm gonna put something different here. See what looks good here for another different nameplate. So kind of have a bunch of different options you can play around with. So we're just kind of looking for something that might highlight his name a little more. So that one's not too bad, but it's not great. So we've got the barbed wire, we've got an explosion here. That's kind of neat. So we'll go ahead and add that in. Go ahead and I'm going to go back up to the middle layer, and then I'm going to go ahead and add another image animation, and we're going to go ahead and redo his name. And we're going to shift with the left stick, type in the hammer again. Now you can copy and paste these as well. So you select the little portion of the video that you want, copy it, and then you'll paste over to the new part where you want to put it. And I like this one for him. We're gonna, whoops, shoot, I did that backwards, but we're gonna select the same one, that zoom in. And actually I'm gonna go back because I've got the color wrong. So we're gonna go down to previous colors, just select the back, push black, and then push options to accept. Go down to the one we want it to zoom in on, and then we might go ahead and stretch it out to match that other one, that bottom video there. And then we'll push, so you stretch the time scale with left and right triggers. So I'm just trying to match the middle layer with that bottom layer there. And then we push options to accept it. And then we can do another full preview just to see what we're looking like here. So yeah, that's not bad. I don't like that transition. It's a little short. And then that one's a little weird too. But the thing is, you're not going to see a lot of these during the entrance. So I think for purposes of just moving on here, we're just going to go ahead and accept And we're just going to call this one the Dougas Triton, so that I know it's for the Tritantron. And then we'll go to background video real quickly here and see if we can't get that to play on the ramp as well. So I'm just kind of waiting for this to save. Takes a minute. Wow. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to go back into new since I'm still within the video creation suite. And this one's just going to be real simple here. So again, I'm starting with the bottom layer. I work from the bottom up. I push X, and then we're going to go to video, and then I'm going to go do the alpha mask. And now I'm thinking about how I want the ramp video to work, to look, if this works correctly, if it works the way that it did for me last time. So just looking for something that kind of looks good here. Kind of fits Dougas. So we have to keep in mind that this is intended for the ramp. If it works the way that I hope it's going to work. So I think I'm just going to stick with this explosion again. So I did like that. So we're going to push that in. You can push the start and end points if you want. But since we're just putting the name in and want it to repeat, we're just going to go, and then we'll go up to the middle layer, go to image animation, and we're going to do his name for a third time. Pushing the left trigger in to select the capital letters, and then spelling out what you want here. So these don't look, as good as the professional videos, but if you're trying to customize a character, it does kind of look pretty cool. So that's not the one I had. This is the one we had. Go down to the black, push options to accept it, and I still like this one the best. So we'll put that in. And then I'm going to pull the right trigger to kind of match, just stretch out to match that bottom layer. And then we push options to accept it. And then we're going to push square to do a full preview. And I actually do not like that black color. It doesn't show up very well. So what we'll do is push X and delete that. Or actually we can maybe just edit it out. Yeah, didn't work the way I intended. So we're going to do this again. Spell out his name again. Push options to accept it, and then we'll put that same font. And then I think we'll do white to make it show up better. Push accept. Go down to the image 15 for this guy. And then we're going to stretch it with the right trigger again, and then push options to accept it. And then we will push square. So there's that. And then we'll push options to accept the video. And then we're going to just name it something that we can remember, or something that we have the intended use for. So in this case, I'm just going to put Dougas ramp. And then now what we're going to do is go into Dougas's entrance. So we're going to go back here. I'm still in the creation suite, going over to entrance. Go to superstar. And then you've got this nice little wait for it to load. And then I'm going to go over to custom superstars with the right bumper. You can see I've downloaded some people's characters here. So I'm going to find Dougas, and then we're going to make sure it's on advanced creation. And then we have to wait for all of this to load here. So sorry about the load times here, guys. Alright, so now what we do here is we are moving the directional pad down till we get to the edit menu. You push X on that, and then we're going to go to the Tritantron movie, push X, and then push the right bumper over to custom video. We're going to go up to Dougas' Tritantron and video, push X to get it in there. And then during the entrance, when it pans over to the video screen, you should be able to see it at certain points during the entrance. Now for the ribbon movie, if this worked the way I had intended, and it didn't. Yeah, see, unfortunately that did not work the way I wanted it to, but that's alright. See, you can't choose that, but I go back here. Yeah, I didn't know this was going to work properly. Okay, so anyway, that didn't work the way I had intended, which is unfortunate. But what we can do is you can still change these movies. So I'm going to push X on these. And then I know there's some generic ones. So you've got like the WWE Attitude, you know, the classic. And you can push square on these to preview them to see if you like them. So I know I like the WWE Attitude one. So we might stick with that. You know, and then you've got all these other different ones too that you can play. You know, so there's like Triple H. I'm trying to think of some other ones that might be kind of cool here. You know, something that might match, but fortunately, you know, this one says Sting, so that's obviously not going to work for him. You know, and you got Sheamus, so he's kind of got the Celtic symbols. You know, that would be appropriate for Dougas. But I actually don't like to steal from established, you know, people, from the real people anyway. But you know, that one does fit him. But I think what we're gonna do just for these are just go back down to the WWE Attitude one and just stick with that. And then you know, you can change all of these if you see fit. But let's check out Sheamus's one here. So see, that one kind of has the, you know, a nice little Celtic symbol. So I might actually go with that because it does fit Dougas. And then the stage ramp. So again, that didn't work the way I had intended, but that's alright. So I'm going to check out Sheamus's ramp entrance here. So I know there were some other generic ones. A lot of these guys have, you know, just kind of some different things here. So, you know, New Day's got the Yellow Brick Road. I'm trying to think of who else might be fitting. Can't remember what Cena's looks like all of a sudden. So, you know, Cena's is a little bit generic. You know, there's no name on there. And I know Jinder Mahal's is not going to fit, but just kind of looking through to see what I like here. So, you know, some of them have very specific symbols to the character. So, you know, Finn Balor's got the demon eye. And, you know, Dean Ambrose has got that, you know, spinning symbol there. Or spinning design. Don't remember what Jericho's looks like. I got so many characters to remember, you know, and then Brock Lesnar's got his, you know, little beast symbol. And then there's, you know, Strowman's got the flashing lights too. So yeah, a lot of these could fit, you know, because they do seem a little generic, you know, as long as they don't have the name on them. You know, you got Alexa Bliss with the flashing stars. You know, AJ Styles. But I think we'll go back to Sheamus here. and we'll just leave it on his. And then you can do the same thing with the post and the arena movies too. And again, I don't remember what. Yeah, see, Sheamus has got the wolf. So I'll just find, maybe I'll just use the generic one again. So I might go down to the arena movie, and then it'll just play where we're at. So I think I'll just stay with that. So to save this, you push options once you get all of it set. And then we'll do a full preview. So you can see his name is popping up back there, and then it flips, you know, the little different sections of the video. So this is Dougas' entrance with the custom video, and then, you know, borrowing from Sheamus's ramp and ribbon movies there a little bit. So you don't see too much of the video, but you know, in some cases with different entrances you will see those. So you know, that's basically how you get it in there. So I hope that does help you guys out in knowing how to make your own custom video using the alpha mask. And if you do have questions on how to save the highlights, you know, I can do another video showing you guys how to do that if anybody wants. But you know, there's Dougas. I'm gonna go ahead and call him finished, and I will go ahead and get him posted up, you know, if you guys are interested in using him. All I ask is, you know, if you do make a video with him, you know, do post it back to me so that I can see those. But there he is spinning around. You know, it does change the video a little bit in the background there. But yep, there he is. So I'm going to go ahead and save him. Pretty happy with the way that turned out. And then I will get him posted so that you guys can download him. So again, guys, you know, thanks for watching. If you have questions on any of that, you know, I did kind of skip over how I got the highlights. But basically you can save those during the match by just pushing options and going to the highlight reel, and then you just push X, give it a new name, and then it'll save the last few seconds of your match. So you know, if you do get something that you like, kind of like, you know, what I did with Dougas tossing Enzo that chair, you know, you can save that. So thanks again, guys. We will talk to you all soon. Bye.